Hey guys, welcome back to Couch Bros. Zach and Zoe here. Today,
we're going to talk about Gobtas Adventure to the Dwarf Kingdom.
Yeah, honestly, when I first listened to it, it was honestly really good.
It was really good. But before we get into it, I just want to mention one thing regarding our last video. Roku made a comment. Rokus made a comment. And I was trying to find more information to see if I can have some evidence.
He wanted to back himself up.
Yes.
Rokus, you won. You won the battle.
No, he didn't win the battle. But he did win the war because of him.
If he didn't win the battle, but yet he won the war.
Okay, whatever. I accidentally read the ending and I got spoiled so hard. Like... I just found out the ending and I found out everything that's gonna happen and it's amazing, but I'm very sad that I spoiled myself the whole story. And
that's what you get. But one thing I did want to mention about to Rokus was, you're not alone. Honestly, we forget everything. If you notice in the previous episode, we kind of got sidetracked a little bit.
Yeah, we get sidetracked very easily, and we lose points.
It's because this isn't scripted. We're just doing it out of our heads. Like, we watch it, then we do it, and...
But getting back to the story, it starts off with Gobta and his friends stealing fruits and vegetables from a farm because, they don't understand agriculture, so they just go in the farm, they see a lot of food, they think, oh, it's a lot of food, it's for anyone. So they go in, and steal the food because, it is a human village. The humans find them and then they chase them off. And as they're running away, the story says that if the goblins are caught, they get killed. It doesn't say it like that, but they never return, so they get killed. So,
well, it's because they're monsters.
And they're stealing food, and so.
Why wouldn't you kill them?
Yeah, so they kill off the little goblins that steal the food, but Gobta and his friends were able to get away because they grabbed the food and they found like a little tunnel where only they can fit through. So as he's running, he's eating his melon and he's...
that just starts it off with how lucky he is. Like, how lucky was it to find that? Like,
And then as he's walking to his village, it looks like the elders of his village are talking to I forgot what they're called, but there's some kind of they're called kobolds. I don't know if they're humans or another kind of race.
I honestly thought that was a weapon at first.
But they're talking to a couple of kobolds because it looks like the goblins have some magical weapons, and they're trying to sell it to them, but because they can't use it, they don't want to buy it from them. So they tell them, just take it to the dwarves. They'll buy it. They'll give you money, and that's when Gobta
he just passes by,
and he doesn't even want to be a part of the conversation.
No,
but
the thing is, I think they were like in a hut or something, and he's outside. And this is what I think is he's walking along, and then he sees like a crack in the open. And he hears voices.
They're outside. They're talking because he passes by, and they call him over. So they call over Gobta. And they're talking and Gobta's like listening, but he to himself, he's like, I'm not gonna do this. There's no way. And then but he's like just thinking to himself, and the elder takes out a magic knife that has like a magic spell. It glows and whatnot. And once Gobta sees it, he tells Gobta, if you do this for me, I'm gonna give you the magic sword, the magic knife. And he then he sees it and he loses focus on everything, and he's like, I'll do it for the knife.
I'll do anything you want for that knife.
Yeah.
He didn't even ask questions, and he's I'll do it.
And it's funny because he didn't want to do it. He didn't want to go. He didn't want to, because again, a goblin's lifespan, apparently from what I got from that section of the book, they don't live that long. Like, it'll be a miracle they get past the age of 20.
Yeah, I thought it was 5.
No, at the age of 5 is when they become adults, and they can actually start multiplying because they have a really fast production. But basically, after 5, they really don't live that long. But because they reproduce so fast, it doesn't matter. So that's why they're also selling these weapons, because goblins know that they don't live that long. They're not building their village for the future. They're just building it for that moment.
Yeah,
so they want to sell the weapons to get the money right now and then, not to save it. And the reason they chose Gobta to go, because they know it's like a suicide mission, and Gobta's a dumb little kid.
That's not how they said it, but
but they know it's a suicide mission.
But the way they said it though was, since he has a lot of free time apparently, he's walking around. It's like, why don't you go and do this for the village? Bring us money.
And even if he dies on the way, it doesn't really matter because it's just one goblin, and those weapons
that's
doesn't
so
really.
Sad, though.
But that's how that community works, you know. So Gopta accepts the mission. They give him a bunch of things, and you know all these things that he carries is just too heavy. So he's like, I'm gonna put it in a box. So he puts it all in a box, and he can't move the box. It's too heavy. But then he goes to like, I remember, I saw a horse, a box, and two thingies that made it move.
Yeah.
So he,
I just want to mention one thing regarding this part. It reminded me of Futurama.
Which part?
The episode, you know, when he's looking for something like to carry things, so to move it easier.
Oh, he makes the square wheels.
No. Fry, he decides to pull everybody on a oval shaped wheel.
Oh yeah.
I was like, why does it sound so familiar? And it's like Fry.
Okay, but he's remembering the thing that he saw to move the wagon. So he gets two shields, and with his knife he pokes holes in them, and you know puts them to the sides, puts a stick to them, makes it work. So he now is able to pull a carriage, and
you know that's actually kind of smart if you think about it. Honestly, if you were in that situation, and you didn't have you were gonna try to find a wagon and you can't find one, how would you do it?
Well,
would you have thought about the shields though?
Well, honestly, even for him to think of that idea shows you that he's a clever guy. Lucky, clever, great. It works out. Yeah, you know,
a little bit good looking. I'm just gonna say it.
And well, not right now because he looks like a little fat goblin, so he's not.
Yeah,
that well,
right now, but
yeah, but so he loads his little wagon. He then he grabs supposedly enough food to last a lifetime.
Oh yeah, I think it was supposed to last 2 months. I think.
Yeah, because the trip takes 2 months walking, but because of all the things that he has in his wagon, and all that, it's probably gonna take him a little bit longer. So he loads his wagon with a lot of food. 5 days later, he runs out of food. So
and this part was honestly my favorite part.
And what happens is 5 days later, he completely runs out of food. He only has some water, and 2 days pass by without him eating. And he finally stumbles in like a field of mushrooms.
He got the hair first.
No, so there's a bunch of mushrooms, and because of all the mushrooms, he knows that there's some points where he's looking around, and he picks one. He picks like a big one, and it looks poisonous, but because he's so hungry, it's been 2 days, he just eats it, and it doesn't kill him. Because this poison mushroom, and again it shows how lucky he is, this poison mushroom would have killed him if he would have cooked it with oil, or if he would have heated it up and anything kind of herbs. It would have absorbed the poison, and then he would have ate it and he would have died. So it just shows because he went starving, he just grabbed it and ate it. So then he, after he eats, I believe he then continues his adventure, but as he continues, he picks up other mushrooms.
He finds, he sees another batch of mushrooms.
He sees another batch of...
He walks in and he says, wait, that mushroom looks familiar. So I guess he thinks it's the same one, and he grabs it without knowing if it's poisonous or not.
Which then he puts in his bag, okay? So he puts it in his bag, and he continues his journey. He continues walking, and the kobolds did mention to him, when you get to the river, on your left hand, go left.
Yeah, go left.
Go left. So so what Gopta did is with a marker, or I don't know what kind of things he made a mark on his left hand so he won't forget. So when he got to the river, he goes, okay, left is this way, but then he turns around and he's like, wait, left's that way. So how am I gonna get there? So what he does?
This I'm sorry to cut you off, but this is where you just have to wonder how. I'm sorry, how did this come in through your head to have this chance? How are you gonna go on this adventure and mess up on the instruction? It's a 2 month to 3 month trip. You're going by yourself to a place you've never been. And if you go the wrong way, you might be walking for another couple months or another week.
And then you gotta so he grabs a stick from the floor and he throws it in the air basically, and he's like, wherever it lands, I'm going that way. And it lands the right way. It points to the Dwarf Kingdom. So
when that happened, I was like, no, he's gonna go the wrong way. At first, I was like, he's gonna go the wrong way, and he's gonna find out like after like traveling for a while. He's like, oh dang, I have to go back now.
Yeah, and it's so he gets to the river. He walks down the path, and as he's walking down the river, and there's a watering hole, where animals drink, and apparently there's a rule here where the animals, herbivores or carnivores, they don't eat each other. This is like a neutral zone where they can come, be safe, and drink water. That rule is only for the animals. It said the book said that magic beasts or monsters or humans that doesn't go for them. So that means if they see them, it's open game. So Gobta, as you guys know already, he's only had a mushroom, and poisonous mushroom, but it didn't affect him. But he gets to the watering hole and he sees all these delicious animals. So he grabs a rock, and I believe he sees a rabbit. He says a hare, but it's like a rabbit. So
I guess, yeah.
So there's he sees a rabbit, and he grabs his rock, throws it at him, and it hits him, kills him, and he's like, I got meat.
Yeah, fine. After what? Well, from this point, from the beginning up to this point, do we know? Like, I'm thinking it's what, like a month and a half, maybe?
No, because after he leaves the watering hole, I believe there's like a month left. So I think
maybe a month.
Yeah. So from here to there, it probably took him a month and a half. Something like that. That's what I got from it.
I'm remembering that in the anime it said 3 months.
Yeah, it takes 3 months to walk it. Yeah, so the book said 2 months, but it was coming from information from other people, so it can be from 2 to 4 months. Would you say 2 to 4 months? But after he kills the rabbit, he goes to go get it. All the animals scatter, and that's where in this place of the forest, in this place where the river is. A magic beast level rank B lives there. This is his home. This is where he hunts his food. And his food's all gone because Gobta scared him away. And the lion turns at... I don't know if it's a lion. It's a magic beast.
I was thinking more like... Okay, Renga?
Yeah.
I was thinking something like that, but different species.
Yeah, because I believe it said it had like 2 horns. And so... He's looking at Gobta basically like, I'm gonna eat you because you mess up my food. And Gobta, he knows that he can't run. He knows that like if he turns his back, he's done for. So he decides that I'm gonna throw a rock at him, and when he decides to jump out of the way, I'm gonna throw my magic knife at him. Hopefully hit him, and hopefully I can run away, or hopefully like something happens, because he knows that if he misses, he's done. So Gobta throws his rock, wah, and again the magic beast does what Gobta imagined. He jumped out of the way. So he jumped out of the way. He's in the air, and Gobta goes into his pocket, takes out his knife, and is about to throw it at him. And then he realizes that's not a knife. That's the mushroom that he picked up because he doesn't know where he put his knife. So as he's already in the motion, he has to throw it anyways because it's already too late. So he throws the mushroom at him, which was supposed to be his knife. The magic beast sees the object. He does not know what it is, and he blasts it with it. I guess he can open his mouth and throw like a wave of like just force or like a sonic boom. And that knife, that's the mushroom that the guy threw. So if he would have thrown his knife, it would have been blown away and he would have been killed, and that would have been the end of Gobta. But by accident, he threw the mushroom, and the mushroom wasn't the first mushroom that he ate. It was like a mushroom that's like a ticking time bomb that has a bunch of spores and everything. So when the mushroom's coming at the magic beast, he shoots it with his air cannon, and bah, all the spores cover him with a bunch of poison, and basically it leaves the magic beast paralyzed, covered with poison, passed out. So again, it shows how Gobta,
he's really lucky.
He just has like from the beginning, just lucky. He first got those mushrooms should have killed him. He should have got lost at the river. The magic beast should have ate him.
I think how a lot of people have powers and everything. I think he has the power of luck. Yeah. I'm just gonna go with the power of luck, like Domino.
Yeah. So, but we're gonna end the story here, guys. We're going to continue. This is gonna be the first of 3 parts, I believe, maybe 4 parts. But we're going to continue this video in the next video, guys.
Yeah, I let him run this episode today. Yep. So thanks for watching the Gobtas Adventures.
Gobtas Adventure, guys. Go Gobta.
Leave a comment, subscribe. Thanks, Rokas, for comment. You won the battle. Apparently the war too. So I guess he admitted defeat. Thanks. Okay. Thanks for watching. I gotta cut.